looking back at that carefree time of your childhood, did you have any specific career dreams or aspirations at that young age?
Absolutely none.
No.
None at all. There was nothing that I locked eyes on and was like, oh, I'm going to do that. Not one bit. I was an active child, so anything that was physical, sporty was fun, but there was no kind of idea in my head that there was a way to turn that into a career or anything like that. So I had absolutely no idea or thought process about what the future looked like. I was just living in the moment, having fun, which is something I think we're missing now in how we speak, educate and interact with children. There's always this, what we're doing next, but it was very much just be in the moment.
And were you an only child? Did you have siblings?
No.
No.
So I have an older sister who's 2 or 3 years older, and then I have another brother who's 6 years younger than me. Okay. And then I have another brother who's 12 years younger than me.
Wow.
So, of course, at this age of 5 or 6, it was just me and my sister. And then one of my brothers came along. Yeah.
And did you have a good relationship with your siblings?
Yeah, we all get on great. We're all into different things, but we get on great, and we're quite a close-knit family. Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, we're all still local. So to go and see one another isn't more than a 30-minute drive. And we're fortunate our parents are still around. So we, this just past weekend, for example, was all the family at my parents' house. So, and we have a great time. It's nice.
That's really special, because a lot of people don't have that.
It is really special.
And what did your parents do, or still do, if they still work?
No. So
they retired.
Long time, yeah. So 4 children. That was a lot for both parents, but particularly for my mum. That was, a full-time and some role to look after 4 children of, those different age gaps as well.
Did you appreciate it at the time, or are you just on palm reflection with your own kids?
You got no comparison to, understand what this means. It's just, this is
your life,
normal life to you, right?
Yeah.
So my mum would work nights.
Okay.
In nursing homes. And my dad worked in a language school as a principal of a language school. Cool. So it's very much, Dad would be up early, gone to work. We'd go to school, come back. Mum would often, at times, still be asleep because she'd work 8 till 8 in the evening till the morning. So it was this kind of crossover period. So we had this, for a number of years, we had this kind of window between after school and when Dad got home, and we could do what the fuck we wanted. There was oh my goodness. There was some. Can I swear? Yeah. There was some. There was some things we probably shouldn't have done, and there was, lots of stuff we wouldn't have got away with if there was an adult there to tell us not to. But anyway, no one died.
That's good. Yeah. Thank goodness. So you had these parents that were obviously very hardworking. You had this great relationship with your siblings. Did your parents ever pressure you to kind of leave that carefree mentality and just kind of sort out what you want to do with your life?
Yeah, I'd say without knowing. They're a product of their parenting, right? So there's that traditional mentality of you've got to do good in school, whatever the hell that means, right? And we can talk about education in school and what I don't agree with about that system and process. But there was always this, you need to do well in school, you need to concentrate in school, you need to get good results in school, otherwise you can't do X, Y, and Z. So there was that kind of pressure. I wasn't the most studious child. Or it's probably an understatement. Like I gave 0 shits about school, not interested. So there was a little bit of pressure about you need to focus in order to be able to progress. But again, coming back to what I said to you before, even at that age when you are starting to think about future, I still had no I have no idea now, like where and what it is that I finally want to do and be. And that would just be who I am. You know, that is the definition of me.
Quite reassuring though, because you're always reinventing yourself, and you don't have to, like, you're never striving for a certain point that you have to get to be like, yep, I've got it. You're just always. Do you think that's soothing, or do you think it's not?
Well, for me, it's not about. I don't want to be defined by a title or a career or any type of status. I want to be defined by the values that I bring, that I live and breathe by. So that doesn't really pair well with traditional systems of career, education, and climbing some corporate ladder. It's just, I'm not interested in it. And of course, as the world evolves, more possibilities are created. So why would I pigeonhole myself to something that limits me to be able to do other things? I want to be able to do many things, but most importantly, I want to be able to make sure that I retain and live by what I believe in. And there isn't a career for that, right? That's just being genuine, I think, and being authentic. That's more important to me than anything else.
And looking back at your childhood, were there specific values that you think were very poignant in your childhood home?
Yeah, my parents are quite strict, like in the grand schemes, but they're also quite relaxed. So there was this dichotomy of like traditional values of respecting your elders, as well as meal times, eating together as a family. Those types of kind of traditional values were very much concrete.
Yeah.
But there was a level of flexibility and independence with your interests and hobbies and what you liked and didn't like. And because my parents were, we're talking from a lens of Brighton. My parents were different to what you would typically see around. So there was a level of be different, be what you want to be. So there came some sort of creative license with that to explore lots of different things.
And how do you mean that your parents were different? In what sense were they different?
So my mum is South Sudanese.
Okay.
So she's born and raised in South Sudan, and met my dad whilst he was working there. My dad's a Yorkshireman that ended up at university down here and ended up staying. So, however it formulated, they ended up settling here in Brighton after some time. So those values that my dad has as somebody from up north who's kind of a post-World War II child with growing up with rations and different types of situations that children of that era would have had to become accustomed to post World War II. And then my mum coming from South Sudan, which has had and continues to have numerous challenges. There's a lens there that is different to what you see from typical parents in Brighton, and I'm stereotyping here, but kind of middle class, affluent parents in Brighton. They don't know nothing about, other than going on holiday and doing a bit of travelling. Like they haven't seen some things in the nicest possible sense. Yeah. So there was a lens there from my parents that was, you need to appreciate that and be thankful for that, because if we go to South Sudan, there's kids that've got no clothes on their back, they've got no food. So there's always a lens of putting things in perspective that I think some of the people around me didn't quite understand, and that's obviously stayed within me to this day, which is difficult for a child, because when you're a child, it's all about your peer group and how you fit in and compare. It's only as you get a bit older that you realise actually that's a bit of a superpower to not have those wants and wishes.